YouTube, it's the Game Nerd here, and today we'll be going over the PMP MP5 game player console from China. It's basically a cheap little, knockoff of PSP, and it allows you to play Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color, PS1. It has a camera in the back as well as a flashlight, NES, SNES, flash games, and a few more features, but before I begin, explaining them, let me start out with the pros and the cons. Pros about this device is that it's pretty cheap. It costed me $37. Shipping was free. Another pro about it is that it has, some good emulators. And of course, the camera's an awesome feature, but I can honestly say the camera isn't the best. On the box it says it's an HD camera, but in reality it's not. I can tell. It plays pretty much any format you'll give it, AVI, MP4, and you can use it, 720p HD. You can watch it like that. Another pro about this device is that when it comes to playing, PS1 games and, let's say, pretty much any game, NES or Game Boy, you can use save states, just like you would on an emulator on a computer. Of course, the PS1, though, will save automatically based on what you're doing. So if you save it within the game itself and just try to reload it from the start menu, that's fine too. And let me go up the cons now. Cons about this device are that, well, obviously I already told you, the camera doesn't work that well. The Game Boy Advance isn't the best emulator, neither is the PS1. The box art shows Crash Team Racing, for PlayStation 1. I tried to load it myself and it did not work. It just gave me a black screen with the audio from the game, so I'm just like, no, not gonna happen. The Game Boy Advance games I couldn't get working were Pokemon Emeralds and Pokemon Quartz. They both immediately crashed. Emeralds crashed. Pokemon Quartz just said invalid file format, which is weird because I put the same extension, GBA. As far as another con about this device, is this device may not last you that long on battery life based on what you're doing. If you're playing PlayStation 1 games, the battery drains quicker. Playing Game Boy Advance games, it's not as quick, but, it really depends on how long you're playing. I think the battery will last longest if you play maybe NES games or perhaps listen to music. The battery is supposed to last 4 hours, 5 hours tops. But for me, since I play PlayStation 1 games a lot on here, and as well as Game Boy Advance, it'll last me about 2-3 hours, Not bad, but still. Another con about this device is that since it's made from China, the material that it's built with is pretty cheap. In fact, I got it brand new, and there's a small dead pixel on the screen. Yep, hard to believe, but hey, that's what you get, what you pay for. One last thing I should say about this device as far as, pro and con, is that it has a touchscreen. The touchscreen works relatively well, and I can't really complain, about it, but I still prefer to use the buttons no matter what. Because the touchscreen, it works fine. You can, press the ebooks, direct list, internal memory, etc., etc. The only time I ever use the touchscreen is when I have to exit back to the home menu. And to exit back to the home menu when you're using an app or playing a game, you have to press the L button, the L trigger. Alright, that's enough of me talking about pros and cons. I'm sure you can figure them out for yourself, but let's get on with the actual, demonstration of the video. One moment, please. Alright, so let me get into the emulators, or in fact, try some of these games. Let's go to Metal Slug. When you load up a game, especially, if it's a high, data game, like it takes up a lot of space or a good amount of space, you have to wait a few seconds before you can press restart. Then it'll say, please wait. Now keep in mind that I have it connected to my capture card, so I cannot play it off the screen, and if I miss anything, it's because of, slight lag. Not within the video itself, but, audio-video synchronization. Because I can't see anything on the screen right now. All I can see is the computer. Alright, let's begin the game. If I knew how to... Oh, there it goes. Alright, here we go. So the quality of, the video itself, whenever you're playing a game or watching a video, it's pretty nice. I like it. Speed of it's good. I haven't seen any lag on it as far as, playing. But when I did play Spyro, or actually not Spyro, sorry, Crash Bandicoot, like I said, all you could see was or you could hear was the audio. You couldn't see the screen whatsoever. But games that it comes with seem fine. I'm not complaining about it. All right, let's get on with the next game. This is the game that I really wanted to add the most. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I saw Mortal Kombat on the box. And, oh, one last thing I should say about the box right now is that the console on the box does not match what I received. Now, don't get me wrong, the pictures did show what I received, but the box itself does not match it at all. The box itself looks like an earlier version of the model. It says PMP on it, and mine says Game Player. Alright. Emulation errors with this game. Now, like I said, the emulators aren't the best, and when it comes to Mortal Kombat Trilogy, the game itself works fine. I haven't seen any problems or any lag, but what I did notice was that when you are fighting, you cannot hear any music in the background. Strange. The fight, the moves, everything works fine, but you can't hear any music in the background when you're fighting. Not a big deal. It's not going to bother me that much. It's just one of those things that I said, don't make it the best. Now, if you don't believe me, let's go into a fight.
Choose your destiny. Excellent. Fight.
Sorry, I'm not the best at this game. I like it a lot, yeah, but I don't really know the combos that well. And as I said before, it's hard to tell if I'm doing it on time or off time, or off sync. Because as I said before, I'm not playing off the PMP itself, I'm playing off of what I see on the computer for my capture card. But I'm sure you can already tell that the game itself works fine, just no music in the background. And that's this game for PlayStation 1. Let's go into Tom and Jerry House Trap, another game of mine that I like to play as a child. This game, based on what you see on an actual PlayStation 1 disc, the difference with this game is that it does not show the loading screen, or when it does show the loading screen, the disc doesn't move and Tom isn't chasing Jerry. And like I said, PlayStation 1 games will save perfectly. If I go to continue, it'll load right off my memory card. You see? Press square to load, load complete. The thing that I don't like about Game Boy Advance is that you have to use save states. I've tried saving, normally like I do with PS1, but it doesn't work that way. You have to use save states for whatever reason, I'm okay with it. I just honestly wish Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Quartz were supported. And as you can see by this loading screen, it's just the picture. Nothing's moving. Into the game itself. The game itself shows no lag, and pretty much, no errors whatsoever, except for the fact that if a music track is playing in the background, like it is right now for the level, once that music track stops, it'll go to the music from the main menu of Tom and Jerry, and once that music ends, there's no music at all for the end of the level, for the rest of it. So still, not a big deal to me, it's just one of those things. I didn't make this, but I'm still happy with it. If this cat would stand still, I'd hit it. Alright, that's enough. I already made a speedrun of the video, you guys can watch it later. Let's go into the NES emulator. One of the games that I couldn't get to work on here were, one of them was Bird Week for Famicom, and the other one, I can't remember. Let's see, it was, you know what, I can't remember. I think it might have been, sorry, I just can't think of it. Bird Week was one of them, so like I said, NES, not the best emulator, but the games that do work have no problems at all. I can honestly say that. No problems at all with playing NES games. If the game works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Alright, that's just one game. Oh, let me show you what I mean. Bird Week. Here it is. Restart. Invalid file format. That's what pops up with Pokemon Quartz, except with Quartz it doesn't get to load at all. Like this one says please wait, and then it says invalid file format. In Quartz it doesn't do anything. It just says invalid file format. So like I said, it's either the game works or the game doesn't. Here's an unlicensed game that I found in Power Player Super Joystick 3, if that's the name I remember correctly. It's a cheap little device that you buy at the flea markets, you know, and swap meets. I bought it at the swap meet, and I've seen it a few times at a mall in Orange County. Supposedly this game is, or it's not supposedly, it is true, but this game is a port of Crush Roller, which is an arcade game. I do like this game better than Crush Roller because Crush Roller gives you Brush Roller gives you an advantage, since in Crush Roller the sprites tend to go faster than your characters, so you lose no matter what, you know? In this game it gets fair for everyone. You get faster as well as they. Alright, let's go move on to Game Boy. Forgive me for my Pokemon collection, but I like it. And most of them are ROM hacks. Let me load up, let's see. Super Mario Advance 2.
Choose a game. Here we go. Super Mario.
Actually, let me show you another game, Pokemon. Since I know with Pokemon, I can save faster. Alright, let's go to Ruby, whatever. Oh, and you have to modify the buttons if you don't like them, the way they're laid out. Like, circle is back, and X is A. I mean, well, circle is B and X is A. I like it when X is B and circle is A because it makes it better to run when you're playing Mario. Same rules apply for here. No lag during gameplay. It's just if the game works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm really hoping they remake this game later on in the future. Hopefully this year. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game, normally like you would on any Game Boy Advance cartridge, and you're going to see when I restart it, there's no save data. You have to save it by save state. Alright, let's restart it. No save data, see? The only way to save it is to, right here, to save game, and then you pick a slot. So not that bad, helpful when it comes to if you need to save and you need to go, you know, let's say you're in a battle, and the only way to save it on a cartridge would be to end the battle, but this is helpful for any moment in time. You can just save it anywhere you are. It's helpful like that, but I still prefer to save it like normally would on the cartridge. Alright, that's enough of that. So let's go back into, you know, the main menu so I can show you the camera and whatnot. This thing comes with, I think, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 themes. I prefer to use this one because, like I said, it makes the, or I haven't said it, but it makes the text easier to read. compared to this one. This one. This one's okay, but this one's easiest to read the text. Calculator's good. Alright, let's go to the camera. So, if we're going to take a picture or go to digital video, this is what you're going to see. Apparently you can't see it. I guess not. Well, like I said, on the box it says HD camera, but in reality it's not HD. Trust me, it's 1.3 megapixels at most. Alright, and as far as the microphone for the camera, I wouldn't consider it the strongest. I could barely hear myself, to be honest. But music and pictures work fine. You can watch videos in HD, and you can listen to all your MP3 music. The best thing I like about this thing is that, or one of the best things, is that it supports micro SD, so you can add your own memory and add your own, games, instead of having to put it into the internal memory, which is only 8 gigabytes. If you want to see a flash game in action, then let's check it out. See what China does to you. Alright, well, I think that's going to wrap up the video. It's already going to be 20 minutes. You've seen enough to decide whether or not you want to buy one. Like I said, it's 37 bucks. At least that's what it costed me at the time. From China, bought on eBay. All in all, I can say this thing is worth the money. Just don't expect it to be what you want it to be. And don't expect all the games that you have to work on it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.